Hello everyone, my name is Tiana Davis, and today I will be touching on the subject of police brutality and racial profiling. Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. I'm sure these are all names that you have heard before. Trayvon Martin was a 17-year-old African American boy who was shot and killed coming home from the store. He was holding a Gatorade and a pack of Skittles, which was mistaken for a weapon. George Floyd was an African American man who was being arrested and held down by police by the neck in a way he could not breathe, resulting in his death. His final words were, "They're going to kill me." And the most recent, Breonna Taylor, an African American woman who was innocently sleeping in her home when police forced entry. Her boyfriend, who thought it was a break-in, shot one warning shot protecting their home. Police then shot back, firing 32 shots, 6 of which hit Breonna Taylor, causing her death. These are only 3 of the thousands of innocent Black lives that have been taken by police. Did you know that African Americans are 3 times as likely to be killed by police than any other racial group? This was stated by Danielle Haynes in U.S. News article. Police brutality and racial profiling has been an ongoing issue. Today we will be talking about the history of police brutality, the effects it has, and what we can do to help our community. To talk about police brutality, we have to start at the root. Police brutality is described as the excessive use of law by force, where law enforcement officers exercise undue or excessive force against a person. Beginning in 1776, African Americans were beaten and abused and forced to work for whites. This was known as slavery. Blacks were never seen as equal, so even after slavery ended, they wanted to have control over Black people, which resulted in police brutality. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, police would brutalize working class African Americans and arrest them without cause. During the Civil Rights Movement, activists were sprayed with water hoses and attacked by police dogs for fighting for their rights. This was not the beginning, but it definitely was the peak. In 1991, Rodney King, an African American, was fatally beaten by police. It was one of the first police brutality cases caught on camera, which gave it so much attention. This tells us that police have been attacking innocent people for over 2 decades now. Second is how this problem affects us. Ask yourself this: if a police officer's job is to serve and protect, how can we depend on them to do this if they are targeting innocent people? The use of deadly force against an unarmed African American carries the weight of historical injustices. Each time African Americans are reminded of the slavery in the past and still seeing little change today, it often spikes up protests and riots because people are outraged and fearful that it will happen again. According to an article, Police Brutality, the Impact on the Victims, people who have survived often experience psychological damage such as PTSD. This is important because our people are afraid wondering who's going to be next or when will it end. Lastly, according to an article from nature.com, did you know that each year over 1,000 people are killed by police? And you're probably wondering, well, what could I do about this? It's simple. You can educate yourself on this problem. Learn your rights so you know what to do in a situation like this. Support organizations such as the Black Lives Matter movement and NAACP, and also spread the word to increase awareness. Get this issue out further than it already is. Bringing awareness to this issue will force people to listen and eventually bring change. We need to be well informed about this problem of the world and know what we are looking at. Spread the names of the innocent lives taken. In conclusion, police brutality is an ongoing problem. We talked briefly about the history of police brutality. We discussed how it can affect us and what is something we can do to help. So today, I want you to challenge yourselves. Every time you get a chance in a conversation, tell somebody about police brutality. Spread the names of the innocent lives taken. Give them a fact about the information that you learned tonight. Change is not going to happen overnight, but if we do our part, we can make a difference. Thank you.